ourselves together on the camera, on the camera. But hey, welcome to Izzy Speaks. This is my channel, and I'm Izzy. And if this is your first time viewing us or on the channel, thank you for clicking. I'm glad you're here. And if you are returning to see more videos and shenanigans and things like that, thank you for coming back. I really do appreciate it. So this video is off script. You know, getting back into YouTube, I was like, I have to have things in order. I have to write out my scripts. I have to really plan and see where I want to take the channel, what I want to talk about, because there's so many things that interest me. There's so many things that I'm fascinated by. So, but for this video, I really wanted to kind of hone in on who I am, who is Izzy, because you're gonna come to this channel and you'll learn little things about me as we continue to go on this journey together of like films, videos, stories, life, you know? And I love when YouTubers kind of give a little piece of who they are. You know, some YouTubers are mysterious and I love the mysteriousness of it all. Sometimes I'm just like, who are they? Can I relate to them? But to the video. So I have this card deck, The End from the Skin Deep, and I got the self one because I was like, this would be interesting to delve deeper into who I am. I'll tell y'all a little bit about myself and then we'll dig into these cards. So a little bit about myself. My name is Izzy, short for Isaiah. So I am originally from Philadelphia, PA, and I just moved back to Atlanta. And I went to the University of the Arts, and the film program was so great. Like, it really helped me explore who I am as a creative. Some fun facts is that I'm an Aries, so I'm very I'm an Aries, Cancer, Aries. So people always say I'm not your typical Aries. I can be hot-headed, but I also choose not to be. I'm very patient and I'm emotional. Those are some things about me, and sometimes I'm just like an Aries. I'm spontaneous. I love fun. I'm I'm honest. So that's a little bit about me. South Philly boy living in Atlanta. All right, so let's get into these cards. I kind of want to know what the questions are. I have never seen the self deck. Card 1. Define success 3 times. Do the definition change or remain the same? How and why? Success to me is really being happy at where you're at. I think success is being happy and being comfortable with where you're at. So that can be career-wise, relationship-wise, within yourself. I feel like I'll be the most successful when I'm able to actually just be able to sit down and say, I can do whatever I want. I still can live comfortably and know that I can live securely and my family can live securely. I think that's success, and just being comfortable within myself. I'm gonna define it again. Actually, I'm just gonna define it once. But that is my definition of success. What would I like written on my tombstone? I would want on my tombstone to live freely and honestly and truthfully and in your truth. I want that to be on my tombstone because I want for my kids to see it or my family to see it. I want them to be like, you know what? A reminder of what their dad instilled in them, a reminder of what their friend instilled in them, a reminder of who I am. You know, to live truthfully and live fearlessly. And that's what I want written on my tombstone. I don't remember those words exactly, but truthfully, honestly, and and humbly. I feel like a lot of people skip that. I want you to live humbly, you know, humbly and truthfully. Because there's a lot of people out here living their truth, but they're not humble. Hey, so Editing Izzy here. This next question I answered absolutely wrong. I answered as if my first impression of people and what I think, like, how my impression of people are on me. But the question is, what's my impression on people? I think, to answer real quick, you can get two answers. I think for me, it's that I think that people think that I'm warm. I think people think that I'm nice. I think that some people think I'm really quiet. Um, but I've heard people say, like, you're very warm, or you're very nice, or you're very welcoming, or you're very open. And I think I strive to be that, so that that way, I don't know, I just feel like everyone deserves to feel comfortable. And yeah, that's it. All right, back to the video. What do you think is your first impression on others, and why do you think this is the case? I believe that I always try to find the good in others, you know? I always try to be like, everybody's good. But I do believe my first impression of people is sometimes I'm a little bit, contrary to belief, I'm a little bit nervous around people because I always feel like everybody else has so much more confidence than I do. So because they have much more confidence than I do, I'm like, damn, I don't really want to be around these people because I do not feel confident today. That is very, like, kind of not really far in between. But then there's some days I'm really confident and I'm like, I am the shit and we are all the shit together. But there are days I'm like, just because you're able to get up and go outside, you are confident. I think that's the case because like I've grown up in such an environment where I told them, like, I was microscoped. I felt like I was under a microscope because I was always picked on or bullied growing up. And because I was picked on and because I was bullied, I always felt like everybody else was like kind of like, I don't know, I don't want to say better than me, but they had so much more, like, I don't know, confidence, or like, for them to be able to pick on me means that they must be, I must be something. But I know that's not true. But I feel like that's always been kind of like coded into my DNA since I've always been around that type of energy. And then also people are like a lot more outspoken than I am. Like I'm like, I can take the mic and be like, here I am, boom. But a lot of people are like, especially the newer generation, which makes me so happy. I'm like, well, damn, throw me back under the shell. But I think that's my first impressions of people. Sometimes it's a little bit of like, nervousness. But I've also learned that a lot of people also feel kind of like insecure, or like, or maybe I don't want to say I feel insecure, but like a little bit nervous around other people. Nervous, not insecure, but nervous, or insecure too. Who can I turn to for support and advice, and why them? I feel like it's a collective group. I feel like and it's really my friends that I can run to for advice collectively, because they all have different experiences and they all have different perspectives on things. So like, I'll typically go to my best friends, and if it's beyond them, it's like my close friends, and if it's beyond them, it's like, a bartender or like family. I might, I'm very, I don't know. I might turn to like my cousins, some of my cousins. My cousin, actually. I really just ask my cousin for advice if I need it. Because I feel like she's very like, she has a different perspective on things, and she's really wise and calm. So I definitely like, if it was one person to definitely say, it would be like my cousin Cinnamon. I think she's like, she has her head on her shoulders. Yeah. What word should I use more often? What would that say about me? I don't know, I'm all about affirmations. And I always want to make sure that I'm affirming other people, because I feel like we don't do that enough as a community. And a lot of times we forget that other people need to hear something, need to hear that positivity. Like, I think for myself, I would use the word, I think I would be more selfish for myself. I would say more like, not even a word, but a phrase, like, you are great, you are amazing, you are, worthy, you are, capable of. I think I would use those adjectives a little bit more and those phrases a little bit more in my life, because I do feel those things, but I need to remind myself a lot. Okay, who in my life gives me the most energy? What would they tell me right now? I think the person in my life that gives me the most energy is, honestly, if it's not my partner, I feel like, honestly, it would be my mom. And like, she's not with me anymore, but the fact that I know I have to succeed because that's what she left me on this earth to do. You know what I mean? Is to succeed. And like, I think my mom would tell me that she's proud of me. And I think she would tell me that like, you're doing great. And not to get too deep because I'm gonna start crying. But yeah, I think my mom would tell me that. And I think that's like something that I also need to hear. Like my partner tells me, and it makes me feel like I'm doing great. And she gives me the most energy. And my grandma, like I think about my grandma, but really is my mom, because I'm like, this woman is watching me right now. So I know I have to do phenomenal. I cannot slack. I have to be hungry. And I have to instill everything she taught me. So yeah, my mom. Who inspires me right now? What is it about them that resonates so deeply? My friends. I think my friends hands down. And my cousin. We're all in the same age range, and we're all really striving and doing the thing we need to do to succeed. My best friend Adonis is doing DJing, and he's driving, and he's making money, he's an entrepreneur, and he's independent. And like, that really inspires me to like get up and really just do it, like do it too. You know, I see friends like who are living in their truth. Like, and I really want to shout them all out, but they all know who they are. There's so many names. And my cousin too, like my cousin had faced great loss, but like even seeing her every single day working towards the things that she wants and traveling, you know, it inspires me to know that I can also do that as well, you know, and my friend Q as well. Like seeing like I feel like we're very similar, but we're on two, like we're like 10 years apart, like pretty much. We're pretty much 10 years apart. But like seeing how he interacts with the world and how carefree he is sometimes, it really inspires me to be a little bit just more like that, and to also know everything's gonna be okay, you know? Even if I don't feel like okay, I know that there's gonna be more sunny days than there are gonna be rainy days. That's what my girl Glorilla say. She said, that's why I love tomorrow. Oh, shit, I forget, because the sun gonna shine. I don't know. Why do I do what I do? I do what I do because I can. I think like it's important. Like for me, when I was in high school, it was about growing into the comfort and growing into being comfortable with myself. And I think I transferred schools 10 different times. So like when I was finally put in a school, like I went from 6th to 8th grade. The longest I've been in a school was 3 years. The same school was like 3 years, with the exception of high school. And I made friends, and there was kids who like kind of like, I guess they looked up to me. I thought I was like, they liked me. Or kids are very like, they liked me. I was older. I was like 6th, 7th, 8th grade. And they were like, okay, cool, I guess. You know, opposed to like how my peers kind of treated me, you know. But I've always was like, all right, I've got to keep in mind that there are people watching me. And I want to do things for not only myself, but I want to do things to be that image that you can succeed as well. And when I was in high school, I made a lot of friends, and I felt like I was like a little bit popular. I don't think I was popular. I don't think I was cool, but I think people knew who I was, you know? Like, maybe not the whole school, but like the people that were like, that really truly mattered. And I was always like, okay, well, I want to prove to myself that I can do something. I'm going to try out for the modeling show. I'm going to do this. Even if I'm not good, the fact that I tried and I did it, and like I took that energy and I took that mindset of like, okay, I'm going to try out for modeling at high school. And I took that to college where I tried out. I'm going to do the show. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to join this club. I'm going to be active, because I wanted to prove to myself that I can do anything. And if I can prove to myself that I can do anything, then other people who are possibly looking up to me or following me are supporting me. I want to say supporting me. You know what I mean? I wanted to do things for people who are supporting me, to know that you could do it too. Shit, look, we can all do it. We can all succeed. We can all do these things that sometimes we're fearful of. Nothing is a cap. You know, you're your own cap. You're your own like roof. You're your own, you know what I mean? But in my world, I don't have a roof. Like in my world, I just have the sky, space, and all the galaxies. So I can go as far as I want to go. I just have to keep believing that. And I feel like everyone should have that mindset that there is no cap for you. And nobody should ever limit what you do or how you do it or what you do. Like if it's something that is making you and putting you in the path of success. You know what I mean? Because there's so many friends that I see where they're like, tone it down, calm down. And you know, and I'm like, in my mind, why? Because once you tone it down, then you lose yourself. And you never know. People love it when you're true to yourself. So you never know who is going to say, you know what, you are a star. You kid, you're a star. Or like, I want you on the team because you're outgoing, you know? So never let anyone dim your light. So I do what I do because I'm the shit. And I don't want anyone to ever dim my light. And no one can dim my light. And I love what I do. So yeah. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope it got y'all to know who I am a little bit more. And if you've enjoyed everything you've seen and you want to see more content, please, please, please subscribe, like, share, and comment. Answer some of these questions. If one of these questions resonates to you, answer it below. Yeah, I hope to see y'all again, and Izzy is out. Peace and love. When it comes to creating projects or focusing or doing, you know, YouTube or running a business, like, am I unfocused? Okay,